Hello, my lovely freedom-loving Aquarian beings. Welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie. Blazer the Morkie is in another room right now. I was a little rambunctious and there's a lot going on outside, so you may hear a few noises. But I'm here bringing you your April monthly reading. We'll take a look at your overall energy, and then I'll put out this lovely Celtic Cross spread that I love to use for the monthly readings, and we'll close it off with a special message for Aquarius. Do keep in mind these readings are general, so you would only want to take what resonates and leave the rest. Be sure to stay tuned at the end of the reading where I will have announcements and some really cool information about how you can stay connected and enjoy the benefits of this channel and the creators community. Okay, Aquarius. Oh, one more thing. Happy birthday to our Aries brothers and sisters. We are celebrating them this month. I always celebrate one of the signs, and for April, we're celebrating Aries. Let's get your overall energy, Aquarius, from the messages from your animal spirit guides. And you got Wolverine. You're a lot tougher than you think you are. You're a lot tougher. So you may have a thicker skin there, Aquarius, than maybe you feel like you do sometimes, or maybe your strength is coming into play. Let's see what we come up with in your reading. You're kicking us off with the Eight of Pentacles in your current situation, education. In some way, you're gaining new ideas, you're having new thoughts. There are maybe some new opportunities along the line of learning and collaboration going on for you. The Six of Swords is challenging you right now, so you're going through some sort of transition. So while this education is available to you, you may feel like things are a bit swirly, things are a bit in motion, and it may be hard to kind of nail down the timing of things for you. Some of you are maybe coming upon a graduation as well from a program or school or something like that. And then in your needed focus, you got the Lovers. Your needed focus is actually union and partnership. A number 6 card, a card of feeling safe and secure with a partner or in partnership kind of energies. So that's beautiful. It's not often that I see your greater being or the universe recommend to focus on that. Usually people are overly engaged in that in the mental space, but honestly this feels more heartfelt and it feels really good and it feels very attractive to me. In the past, you're leaving behind the Knight of Pentacles, and it says efficiency, right? It's really hard for an Aquarius not to feel boxed in by certain energies, even if those energies do create inefficiency, like always do things this way, you must fit into these boxes. That's the energy that I'm getting that maybe you were exposed to previously. Perhaps it was just someone's expectations that they thrust upon you, whether that be personal or in a work environment. But that energy isn't really something you're probably going to be able to hold on to very long or be contained by for very long. So you're showing me that in the past. Coming up in the future, you have the Queen of Cups, a calm energy. Ooh, I like this. It feels more like your air quality is clear, you're floating, you're getting to enjoy some things a bit more. You may be really focused on self-care this month and really helping you feel good inside your skin, inside your own container, not being contained by something else, but your own container. And then in your place of embodied empowerment, you got seasons and life cycles. Again, some of you are graduating. Maybe you're graduating a program. Maybe you're graduating a cycle in life and you're leaving behind the energies that would have you feel weighted down, tied down, trapped in. It feels like those are being released and you're feeling much more embodied that these changes are coming in for you. In your place of support and allies, you get the Moon, the unknown, the shadow realm. Really good time for you to be doing some shadow work. I would recommend when you go into shadow work to do it with other people. It's very helpful to not let yourself get too eclipsed in that shadow energy and begin looping. So I am getting that in support and allies, but it could be really helpful for you this month, especially with as good as these other energies are feeling. In your environment, you have the High Priestess, the White Wolf, the divine feminine energies, beautiful intuitive energies all around you. For the taking, this feels fresh, it feels new, it feels aligned, it feels wise, and it feels like you've worked for this. So something that you've established around you, and maybe it's just your energy field for some of you, but it could be a job, a career. Like I said, some of you are going through a rites of passage, you're graduating, and you're bringing your environment into your own vibe, which is really important. For the fears and hopes that you have, you get the King of Swords, intellectual. Maybe a little bit of a fear here of overthinking or hoping you can manage some of the more complex intellectual energies. Maybe some of you will be challenged in a new job or a new program of some kind, or you're taking things to the next level. However, the potential outcome is you, the optimistic, humanitarian, beautiful star energy, star quality. I feel success here amidst maybe a little bit of fear blended in there about your mind or mental capacity or overthinking or being overwhelmed. Other than that, honestly, your month of April is looking pretty good. Let's get some clarifiers, because also this will open up for us the deeper energies that may be going on. You got here, you're a lot tougher than you think you are. So I know something's kind of bugging you, maybe a little bit here, but we'll find out what it is. So let's clarify first this Eight of Pentacles, the education, the Six of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. Yeah, you're trying to bring a peaceful balance to your life with this Six of Swords and really gain clarity. I think that whatever you're studying has actually been very fun and engaging for you as well, with this intellectual energy coming in. Maybe there's this little apprehension about, can I hold my place around these other people who have come before me? Am I really in a position to do that? But yet doing this brings me so much peace. I feel fulfilled. I feel like myself. I feel good. And so, you know, just really working to exhale and release any of those energies where you might feel less than. It could just be the pressures of this transition here that are challenging you, which I'd like to clarify here. Six of Swords. So you're going through a transition for sure. It's both empowering and it's both challenging, because you have those two Six of Swords there. But in your challenged position with the transition, you have the Ace of Wands and the Three of Cups. Oh my gosh, these are beautiful energies. Meeting new people, being in community, hanging out with like-minded, like-hearted individuals, being able to celebrate together. The Ace of Wands representing a passionate new beginning here. I think honestly you may just be carrying around a little stress of going through a transition. I think overall you're looking very good and you're very happy about these energies. Maybe you're a little tired from time to time. Maybe just needing a little extra sleep perhaps might be helpful here. But I keep looking at that Wolverine saying, you know, you may not look so tough, but you got this. You may look gentle and airy-fairy free, but you got this. Now let's look at this focus area. Your needed focus, the Lovers, comes up with the Ten of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. Wow, interesting energy. We do have some defeated energies here, or we have an ending to what you would consider a union or a love relationship coming up as important. For some of you, I feel like this may be a little bit more distant, off like an ending that happened a minute ago, but you're still focusing on reclaiming maybe your own resources, your own space. There could have been a time where you were really focused on doing everything with that person, but because that relationship came to an end, you're now finding the power to do it within yourself. So some of you may have had those kinds of things have a lingering effect for you. Again, I don't feel like it's super acute for most of you. Some of you maybe very recent, but others of you, I feel like it's in like the past year or past year and a half. And you're coming into the knowing of how you invested in the partnership that ended, and you're calling back those resources to yourself with the Queen of Pentacles. They're for you now, for you to move forward. And it feels like this education that you're gaining, knowledge and wisdom, it feels really great. And I got super dizzy for just a second when I looked into these past energies of efficiency. I got the 5 of Cups and the 9 of Swords. Someone in and around you was bringing an energy that really goes against the grain of who you are. I see you having resistance to it. I see it making you feel bad. Someone possibly more regimented and a bit rigid. Their energy, or it could have been a workplace as well, just too boxy for you, too caged in for you. It really brought you down. It affected your emotional health and well-being. It made you cautious, maybe toward yourself or toward other people as well. And if this was combined with, you know, even a relationship change, that would be even more of a transition, right? So honestly though, things look really good. I'm not saying it wasn't tough, and I'm not saying there aren't these energies here that could have you a bit emotional or a bit cautious, but at the same time, I feel like you're reclaiming your energy, reclaiming that vitality. In the future position for the Queen of Cups, you get the 7 of Swords and the King of Pentacles. Yeah. There's that rigidity. King of Pentacles, an earth sign. It's kind of like my way, or I have to see it. You have to prove it. Someone or some environment's energy that just did not match yours. Very deceptive for you to be working in that kind of environment or being in that kind of environment. Something that impacted your peace, your ability to be at peace and calm. Something too structured of things. People, relationships, situations, jobs are not healthy for Aquarius. Aquarius is a more free-flowing energy. And at some point, if you try to force yourself in those positions or environments, it will come back and say no. So yeah, in this future position, you may be a bit challenged by someone again, or maybe this past energy would try to come around. But I sense the deception there, and I think you would be deceiving yourself to let it interfere with the gains that you've made here. All right? All right, let's look at this seasons, life cycles, in your place of embodied empowerment. You get the Tower and the 6 of Pentacles. Amazing. These changes and transitions that you're going through, yes, they're big, huge changes, life changes, rites of passage and portals, but they're resulting in a much more rewarding, successful, and balanced equal give and take that I see you having, whether it be in your relationship to a person or in your relationship to a workplace or with a boss or a manager. And honestly, like, this chaos that maybe you felt in the past arose from things being too structured and too locked down for you. And your energy is just like the lightning blast that comes in and breaks that all apart, right? You are meant to be a progressive energy. You are meant to challenge the world to see a bigger picture. And I really sense that you've had this personal experience with it. And even though this is a general reading, I think it's something that you've experienced, whether it be in the realm of relationships or career and job. It really feels like it's been an empowering journey for you that's leading you in the right direction. Some of you could also be just naturally going through bigger energies around the Venus retrograde, which should lift soon by about the time I'm posting this reading, or shortly thereafter. That should be lifting. And then possibly also like a Saturn return kind of energy. But honestly, it's bringing about a lot more balance for you in your life. Oh my goodness, what is this, Aquarius? In your support, it's like the shadows are supporting you. This is so cool. In your shadows and allies, not in your shadows, in your support and allies, you have a double moon coming up here, 2 moon cards, and a 2 of swords. The moving forward through the shadow work, even though you don't know quite what it's going to stir up for from you or for you is really important. There's this little bit of apprehension, this little bit of a block of, am I strong enough? Can I do this? But you have that Wolverine energy. You're tougher than you look. Some of you coming out of this understanding of relationships or work environments and coming out of these other cages, you may feel like, well, out of the frying pan into the fire, now I have to go into the shadow work. But honestly, it feels very revolutionary, which is aligned with your energy. It feels like it is carrying you in a direction. Some of you could actually be like helping people with shadow work or practitioners of some kind. Maybe you're a counselor, a healer, or you're stepping into some sort of work along those lines like that. So it would be natural that you would deal with your own shadows while you're helping others. That's how it works. That's how it comes up. That's how it presents. Let's look at this High Priestess here in your environment. Yes, this transition. So we know there is, I don't want to ignore that you do have a lot, little. I don't know where you are on the scale. A little bit of stress around this transition. Maybe a couple sleepless nights, maybe wondering what's going on, but the Wheel of Fortune is showing up in partnership here, and you had the Wheel of Fortune in your place of embodied empowerment. This transition is helpful to you overall. The High Priestess, wisdom, knowing, graduation, passing through a gateway, a portal. She guards the Garden of Eden. So if you're aligned with her, you get through the gate. And this is you getting through the gate of this, Aquarius. It reminds me of like the Atreyu from, my Gen Xers will know, the Never-Ending Story, and how he has to pass through those portals. And at first he has doubts, but then he really looks and you know, looks at himself. Here's the shadow work that you've got going on here. And as he really looks deep inside himself, you know, and instead of being afraid to see that, and he begins to learn his strength, then he can pass through those portals. But that can be a challenge. Many that came before him did not survive that challenge, right? Because it takes a lot of fortitude, tenacity, trust in yourself. And it really feels like that's what you're up against during these transitions. Let's look at your hopes and fears. This King of Swords, the intellectual. You get the Four of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. And here's where your shadow work may come in for you. I don't know if you think you can make a living doing what you want to do. For some of you, or being with who you want to be with somehow will impact your security, or maybe giving your love to someone else with the experience that you had in the past. There's fear there. That's what this double moon wants to reveal to you in your support and allies. It's going to be so supportive for you to go through this. You may feel like you do want to pull back or retract a little into yourself here. I'm also getting, you know, the moons are the number 18 card. 1 + 8 is 9, which is the card of the Hermit. And I'm getting kind of a hermit energy from this Two of Wands. The fire is burning, but we're enjoying it in our cozy little house. We're not really venturing out yet. There may be a bit of overthinking going on, right? You don't want to get that paralysis by analysis. Yep, that's coming up too. You may be overthinking a situation having to do with resources and finances instead of trusting that it's going to work out for you. Let's look at this star in the position of the potential outcome. Here we go. Some of you are calling in partnership, the Emperor and the Lovers, stability. What a beautiful outcome. You know, we do live in this universe of contrasting expressions, and I did get that vibe of light and love and joy as I'm going through your reading, but also the challenge and the shadow of transition and the pain from the past and the mistrust and the where did the curiosity get me? I have to kind of go back to square one. But then in your needed focus, you have the Lovers. Some of you are manifesting a new partnership, a new level of even stability, or your partnership with maybe authority. There's Aries energy here. Some of you are pushing through or breaking through. You're going through that magic mirror gate. You're going through that portal. The gate is opening. The high priestess is letting you in. But you don't get there from only love and light. You get there from addressing the shadows as well. And that's what you're showing me. And I think that is super mature, spiritually mature, and super wise of you, Aquarius. Your energy feels good to me right now. It's like maybe because you are a fixed sign, maybe the transition does have you a little shaken, a little off kilter, but I think that Wolverine is right. You're tougher than you think you are. And it looks like you're going to manifest some beautiful things by having both the light and the dark and having those in balance. Let's get you a card from the Sacred Traveler Oracle to close off your very cool reading today. One final message for Aquarius, please. Yes, first light, beginning a new cycle. A new dawn rises for you. A new day breaks. You're beginning a new cycle. We've got a bluebird here, a beautiful little bluebird nest. We have the fleur-de-lis, the iris flower coming up. Springtime vibes here. Coming out of a winter, seasons and change. We have a leaf, we have the winter, we have the sun, we have the spring, we have the summer, we have everything happening here. A whole new cycle. The Wheel of Fortune in your place of embodied empowerment, and the Wheel of Fortune also coming up in your current environment, right? Wow. Beginning a new cycle. Of course it's going to feel like a transition. You're coming out of accomplishing something and into something new. Maybe those moons could also represent the unknown and a little bit of fear there of the unknown, but I see this working out very well for you and in your favor in a much more balanced way than maybe you've experienced in the past. Less rigidity too, where you can feel more free. So Aquarius, thank you for listening to your reading. Now stay tuned for me to do all these fun reminders for you about Creators on the Crest community. Be sure you like and comment, please. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a reading. In the description below, I have links to one-on-one readings. I will never solicit those from you. You must reach out to me, but all the information you need is below, along with links for donations if you'd like to support the channel, my Amazon wish list, and also affiliate links that could get you some discounts. So be sure to check that out. You'll also see in the description more meat and potatoes around what happened in this reading and what it was about. So that could be helpful as well. Be sure you check out my podcast on this channel, Real Life Mages. I have 5 episodes out with intriguing guests, lots of timeless wisdom. Grab a cup of tea, or while you're cleaning, just turn it on and have a listen. Just pick one. Use your intuition and enjoy listening to those. Very thought-provoking, very emotional at times, very energetic, and we have a lot of fun doing that, and I can't wait to bring more to you and more to the table to do with the Real Life Mages. It's been a blast. It's been super fun, and I'm looking forward to more of that coming your way. Also check out my lives. I'm live every Friday from 10 a.m. to noon Central with Frequency Fridays. It's a collective, chill, casual hangout. Sometimes I'm outside, sometimes I'm inside. I try to change it up. We do different themes. I ask for your feedback. It's super, super fun and helpful. Check that out. The replay will be available with timestamps if you're unable to join the live. And then I have a Q&A every other Sunday night from 7 to 8 p.m. Central. And you come on, you drop in the live chat, you ask a question, and you get a free mini reading. Donations are always welcome, but you showing up and participating in that high vibe community, the people that are showing up are incredible. I have nothing but amazing things to say about all of them. They're on their journey, they're raw, they're real, they're supportive, they're showing up, and it's amazing, and we would love to have you there. Drop in early and drop your question, especially if you have an important one, because it's a power-packed hour, and I only go to 8 o'clock, and I cut off right at 8 o'clock. So make sure you get in early and drop your question in for me there. The next one will be on 4/20, which is a Sunday, Easter Sunday, I believe, Ostara. So please join me for that one. And then every other week from there. for who knows how long I'll do those. I also would like to be coming live a bit more on Tuesdays, perhaps, kind of giving us a little start to the week and then having a little check-in, a little boost before I come back live on Friday. So this is in addition to all of the recorded content that you get as well. Be sure to drop a like on everything and engage if you can with a thoughtful comment, because that really helps move these readings forward in the algorithms to other people. You know how it goes. It's an algorithmic game, but we are the algorithm and we have control of it. We are the creators. Thank you so much, Aquarius, for your time today. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I look forward to seeing you next time.